All right, so in the previous video we have understood the problem statement, and then we also understood, the flow or the mental model on how we want to solve this problem statement. All right, so with this, let's start on how we are going to build this. So let me put this like, I'm going to have a application which is built of containing something, a structure like this, where you'll have a source, you have an app logging where you are logging related configuration resides. Then you have your line graph agent where all your line graph agent code sits through. Any LLM operations will be here. The clients, the servers, MCP related, they will be residing here. I'll be using the stdio for now. Will not be using the SSEs for this example. And then persistence, anything like, because we wanted to interact with the Mongo, so anything related to the Mongo goes here. Then you will have an UI layer residing here, and any utils, anything that you require will be at the utils. All right, now with this project structure carved through, let me quickly tell you. Let's start initializing this project, right? Maybe I'll say LLM onboarding model agent, right? I'll just say through this. So okay, it has been initialized. So I'll go to the LLM onboarding model agent, right? Now let me quickly open the cursor here. All right, so that my cursor is launched. Let me maximize this. This looks too small. Okay, that's too big. All right, I think we can live with this. Okay, so I have, this is my basic structure. Let's first things first, let's create a virtual environment. So let me go ahead and say UVVENV, right? Okay, let me go ahead and activate this. Let's activate. Okay, all right, so let's go back to our thing. We have the virtual environment that has been activated. All right, now quickly let's add some of the project dependencies that we need, right? So let me again go back. As I said, we were talking about some structures, right? Sorry, the tech stack. So I'll be using MCP, MCP CLI, and fast MCP by Mongo, right? Okay, so basically these are all the dependencies that, okay, so basically these are going to be the dependencies that I'll be needing. I have quickly added them here. So let me just go ahead and install those dependencies into this virtual environment. All right, now let me all right, so I'm good now. Now that my dependencies have been added, right, I can see all my dependencies here, so we are good. Let's close this down. Now let me quickly create a project structure. So what I'll do is, instead of creating the projects or everything manually, let's use the IDs feature, right? Maybe I'll just put it in a prompt here. All right, I'll say this. So I have the prompt written here. Let me just quickly walk you through. You're helping me scaffold a clean Python project, blah. Please create a folder structure with the empty init.py files where needed and minimal placeholder files. So I'm just going to say that, create something like this with these guidelines, right? Do not add any business logics for now. Keep minimal files. That's it. So let's get this created first, right? All right, so if you see, perfect. So we have all our required files readily in place right now, right? Maybe we will do the cleanups as and when we require, but for now let's deal with them. Okay, so we have our basic folder structure ready. Okay, now let me go ahead and say let's start with writing some code for MCP servers. Even before MCP servers, let's write it for the persistence layer, right? Because we want to first create an interaction for the Mongo, right? So I would say let's code this. I will create maybe no, I don't want this as database.py. Okay, this permanently, and I'd say create something called as mongo underscore client.py. Okay, all right. So, and I will need one more, which is called as a .env file, right? Okay, let me quickly create that as well. .env, and what my .env hold, because I have an local Mongo. Let me call it as so and so. So that's good. Now because I have to load them, I'll say import OS. Yeah, for the first one, I'm going to just explore some logic where I'm writing it on my own, but the later on, right, where I'm going to build an MCP server, let's completely use Claude prompt in order to build that. All right. Okay. So let's quickly write up the code for this. Let's say from by Mongo. Database import database. Okay, just in the interest of time, we have read the logic. So what it is going to do is we will be ideally like calling this get database, which returns us the client, right? This is going to be right now and singleton instance, right? So we have the Mongo client created. Now, instead of rewriting our own, let's say we want to ask the cursor to develop the code. Maybe I'll say like I have the prompt ready. Let me just skip through this here. So let me say here. So I'm saying that you are building an MCP server that exposes MongoDB operations as tools, right? This is like you just give some prompt to it, and I'm saying like please implement in source MCP server, in source MCP server a file name mongo server.py, right? Yeah, right. And then I just expose like what are the requirements, what it should do, what it should accept, some explanation. Let me go ahead and run through this prompt. All right, so it went ahead and it created this Mongo server. So let me delete this. I don't need it for now, right? So my init.py, I don't need this either. So let me, oops, just deleted it. Okay. So I'll create this. Okay, so I have a Mongo server that got created, right? So which takes care of doing this, an insert one logic. It itself has built the entire code base for us, right? Uh, this is the dictionary that it expects, and the way it has been done is like you just give any collection. It's not any specific collection. You give the collection name and you give what is the document, and it is going to insert that document, right? Now before moving forward, let me quickly build the loggers, right? Okay, there's a logging configuration that has been already given, so we will leave with that, which has all that required confo details. Okay, so that now we have this MCP tool. Let's quickly, test if this MCP tool is really working or not. So we will use, first of all, let's try this with the MCP dev inspector, and then we will also evaluate it with the cloudy. All right. So to use it with the this one, so I'm going to run this. Okay. So let the browser come through. Okay, it is trying to instantiate it, and here comes my MCP tool. So I'll quickly say connect. All right, the MCP tool has been connected. Let me go to the tools, and I'll say list the tools. So I have added, like, as we were doing the prompt, we gave some different tools. So these all are the ones available. So I'll select, I would like to insert one, and I would like to insert this with this collection, right? Okay, so before we go this, let's quickly check. I have an Mongo, so we don't have any test collection at this point in time. So let's see if this is going to create an entry. So I'm going to click on run tool, and I can see that the acknowledgement is true, and then center ID is this. So that looks mine. Let me go here and click inside test in the AIDB, a test collection, and within this inspector test new, it got successfully created. Right now, let's do the same evaluation from the cloudy. This time for the cloudy, we will use instead of this tool, we will go ahead and evaluate it using the the web search tool. Let's quickly build the web search tool now. Again, for the web search tool as well,